the place where you cry, the place where you sing and live. But when that is gone, then the earth becomes your mother, your third mother. So you are never without a mother in this life. Even when your mother goes on to the spirit world, you still have the earth mother. And that is in our teaching and in our language, and how we were able to retain the value. Because you see, contrary or teachings or learning from universities all over the world says that the European man came to America in 1492, and somehow or another this Italian man discovered America. That is no negative vibrations to my brothers, the Italians, but you should start checking on what discovery means. When people already live at a place, you cannot discover that place. Unless you think yourself better than they are. Then, because of the system, you call it a discovery. And today, we call that discovery very primitive. And this teaching also primitive. We had a way of life that is different. And a lot of the remnants of that still lives on today. We are different. The systems are different. It is like everything else in the world. When you want to learn the world of the Zen Buddhist people, you must learn to speak Japanese in order to really learn. If you want to know karate, you must learn the language first. You do not learn karate by not learning the language. It is that way in every language, in every people of the world, in the Muslim world, in the Hindus, in the Shinto. To learn the language first, then learn. As a man by the name of White Bull, he went to his father and he said, "Father, as far as I can see comes the white man. And he is like the grasshopper that comes. He eats everything in his path. What shall I do?" And Sitting Bull turned to his son and he said, "Go to the white man, learn his ways, learn his language, and work from inside. And then you will change. You will be able to change." We cannot regress. We cannot regress to the time of our grandfathers. To regress is only to destroy ourselves. The spiritual teaching lives on in the language. But some of our young Indian people say, the American Indian movement, go back, let's try regressing. Why do they say that? Because they do not speak their language. They are Indian, they look Indian, but they cannot speak their language. Because in the teaching is the language. The language itself has so much beautiful teaching. And yet, in many ways, when we forget the language, we lose ourselves. We lose ourselves in the mainstream of what you call society. as we are confronted by this society this day. But there is a greater thing coming, and it is so close that it will cause revolutionary wars all over the world. And it's called hunger. No food. It is called children dying because of no food. And most of all, no water. The worst way to die is to die of hunger. And when you see little children dying this way, forget your political ways, throw them away, and get involved somehow to help someone somewhere. All this political rhetoric belongs to all the people who can bullshit the best. That's what it comes right down to, politics. Try to break away from that, because there is hunger all over the world. There is thirst. There is wars and fighting. And somehow we must all change with the time. My time is almost finished. My time of travel in Europe is almost finished now. 12 years. I finally accomplished what I came for, to search for the buffalo calf pipe that was taken in 1938 and 39 to Germany. We're finally accomplishing it now. It took that long, 12 years. And it's a sad time for our people. It is very sad when this year the European people were allowed to pray with a bundle of the second pipe, and the old people were not allowed. In September, they would not allow the old people to pray with the sacred bundle. But they did allow the European people to pray with it in August. So what happens is it becomes a problem. Sometimes you think you are doing good and you become part of the problem. But to put your head down and continue walking. And it's a hard road, because I have been going through this all my life, as my father has, and his father before him. When people talk about you, pray for them. That's the hardest thing to do. To pray for somebody that says you're no good. But that man is beautiful, we pray for him. It is hardest things. It's in the part of our teaching of the Lakota people. Pray for those that talk against you and say bad things against you. Pray for them. And not to strike back. You feel like you want to strike back, but it's not worth it. When you strike back, you're admitting they're right. So you step back and allow them to do and say what they want to say. In the long run, they become part of the problem. They become like the Bureau of Indian Affairs. Bureau of Indian Affairs has been a burr in the side of the Indian since 1879. And it's still causing us problems.